great evening, everyone. Thank you so very much for joining us. I am your co-host, Sean.
So 5 years ago, we're coming out of it. The last 3 years, I began to travel again. My reserves were being built up through the vehicle that I'm currently participating in. And we were traveling, goals were being set, teams were being formed, and then boom, here comes the pandemic. Wow. I said, wow. While I was on hold probably for about 5 months to see, while the government was trying to decide if I was essential or not. They were going to decide if I was able to work and generate income. And so and I was so grateful because it would have really put me back into that mindset of where I was in 2008 if I did not have another way. Wow. If I did not have another way, if I had not invested in another source of income, another way to generate income, I could not have survived mentally. And I'm being very transparent. I do not believe I could have survived mentally when the pandemic first hit. And just with the pending waiting, are we going to be essential? Are we going to be able to generate income? And they were making all these decisions before whether we were going to be able to work, before there was any income relief coming from the government. So it was a scary, scary time. So 5 years ago, we were rocking and rolling. And then all of a sudden, everybody was well on their way back to being whole again. And then we got hit with the pandemic.
Wow. And so would it be fair to say that once things get good, not well, right? Because you go good, you go well, and then you go wealthy. And so once things get good, do you feel as though like people forget what has happened and they get comfortable and they go back to doing the same things and repeating the same behaviors instead of changing their mindset?
Yes, Dr. Shantina. Wow, that is a great question. Do we get back into our comfort zone when things seem to be well? Absolutely. Here's a prime example. 7 years ago, when you said, hey, I found it. You knew I needed to insulate my family. You knew I was at the lowest of the lows, just being in that just tragic aftermath of the market crashing, right? And I will never forget this day. I was on 43 North. For those of you who live in Wisconsin, I was on 43 North on my way to show a house. And my income from real estate had began to go back up. And I could see me getting back to at least the first level of 6 figures, right? I could finally see that. Guys, do you know, I almost said no.
Wow.
I almost said no. And then I remember the pain of it all. And I remember the promise I made to my family that I would insulate us so that we would never, ever, ever have to experience such a horrible, horrible, horrible time again, regardless of what was happening in the economy. I would never be held hostage again by whatever's happening in the real estate economy. It would never have me hostage and have my family so exposed. So yeah, I'm so glad I said yes. But it's funny because I talk to a lot of colleagues and I have certain friends and things I talk to. They don't want to hear about anything else right now.
Right.
But that is the absolute worst decision possible. They didn't want to hear about anything when things were going really well. Well, now guess what? We have a shortage of inventory. Guess what? It's a little bit harder to put deals on the table. Very hard to count commissions to determine what your income is going to be. It's challenging right now. Challenging. So I wish a few years ago that they would have looked to see that there is another way and there's something else, and hopefully mindsets will begin to shift.
Wow, indeed. And like you were saying, here it is, the inventory is short, and to constantly hear the news constantly talk about where the real estate industry is headed, and you chose not to participate, and only because of the confidence in you being wise enough to say, guess what? I'm going to make sure that all of my eggs are not in one basket. And that was really, really amazing. I always see you as that trusted real estate advisor, but now I also see you as an amazing coach, as someone that has learned the power of leverage and the power of passive income, and where you know that you rather have the efforts of 100 people instead of one, right? So if you could share with me a little bit about how is it that with you coming into an opportunity that's non-traditional and you being able to adjust your mindset to know that collaboratively working together is more powerful. How has that impacted you, and how do you feel as though like that prepared your mindset to see forth to be able to begin to build an amazing real estate team?
Wow, that's a great question. So many factors played a part, but if I could just simplify what I'm thinking right now, I'm going to break it down into leveraged income and then residual income. Okay. So coming into a non-traditional opportunity, I had the opportunity to see the dynamics of how teams work, right? But I've always wanted to put together a team, but I needed everybody to win. That's in my core of cores, right? So I'm like, what do I do? How do I put something together so that everyone can win? And being in my non-traditional opportunity, I had the opportunity to see just how it is, how you coach people. You help people get what they want and you will get what you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
My purpose is to positively impact people through real estate and through other entrepreneurial opportunities, right? So every day I pour into my team. I pour into them. But guess what? Every single one of us, we're benefiting. They're getting all of my 23 years of knowledge. I am pouring into them. I support them financially and with all my skills and things like that. And then when they close a transaction,
Mm-hmm.
I'm compensated at that time, right? The real compensation, of course, comes when they all get called up for awards like they did this year. That was so awesome from their efforts. But I know that together we can go further.
Mm-hmm.
If it was just me, doctor, if it was just me still in the same traditional model, this time in the market would be very, very challenging, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's very easy to get caught up in yourself when it's just you. I have the opportunity now to share and keep them tough, keep them going after opportunities. We're all going to make it. We work collectively together. I just don't see the success that I've had without them, honestly. I really don't. And then I look at residual income. Mm-hmm. So leverage income is amazing. Working together, you give, they give, everybody wins. And that's what's happening in my organization. But then residual income. I always thought, and some of you guys will probably be shocked when I say this, but I hope this helps somebody. Traditionally in real estate, they always tell us as real estate agents to go and buy real estate. We should own some real estate. But all of us don't want to be landlords, right? Mm-hmm. All of us are not equipped to flip and rehab. That costs thousands of dollars to get involved in that. And after the market crash, a lot of people were rebuilding credit, right? Mm-hmm. So access to income is challenged as well, right? Now, the opportunity that I'm a part of, that I'm participating in, gives me the opportunity to create multiple streams, right? Residual income is giving me the opportunity to rebuild my savings and my reserves, because every single time I close a transaction, I'm unemployed. You know that, right? Mm-hmm. I'm unemployed every single time I close. So let me tell you, it's craziness happening in the marketplace right now, but I have residual income. Guys, listen, if I make $500,000, say if I made $500,000 last year, I started out this year at zero, not knowing if I'm going to close enough deals to get to $500,000 again. But with residual income, doctor,
Yes.
I closed at $50,000, right?
Hmm?
December 31st. But
Yeah.
on January, I woke up with 50,000 with the opportunity to add to it,
Yeah.
never going back to zero. Residual income is so very powerful and it's life changing. I cannot say that enough. It is life changing, doctor.
Wow, indeed. And it sounds as though like you really understand that when it comes to making a living while living, you don't want to just say that. And I've been able to see you, like you were saying, insulate your family's income, right? But at the same time, when I was coaching you over 10 years ago, you were working Saturdays, Sundays, you're working in the evenings late, carrying the flashlights. And now you've been able to totally design your life the way that you told me you were going to do it those years ago. So what gave you that confidence to say, you know what? I'm creating my schedule the way that I want to. I
I'm
want
gonna
to be
tell
able to spend time with my grandbaby. I remember you saying that, right?
Yes,
Tell
yes.
me about all of that.
I am on a quest to get time freedom, financial freedom, and personal freedom. Much of what I sacrificed on my journey through my real estate career, and that's no longer an option. That's not something I'm going to do. But you know how I was able to do it, honestly, was really working with others, sharing, honest God, giving all that I have to help somebody else get what they want. Helping over 100 people in my organization with my other company. Just really being committed to enhancing other people's lives, right? By giving, the get by giving principle. And just knowing this is something, my real estate friends, please hear me. There is another way, and it is okay if you do real estate and you do something else that you're passionate about.
Mhm.
And it can be more than one thing. I said this earlier when we were doing a briefing. I said one trick pony, so I'm kind of dating myself, right? But they did when I started, and there's something that's being broken in the industry right now. But I know some of my veteran real estate colleagues.
Mhm.
That's a mindset that we have to shift from. Guys, it's okay. We can absolutely do something else. And it's okay to share our knowledge and help someone else. Because at some point, I'm going to retire.
Mm.
I'm going to retire. And hopefully, my name will be written in the real estate halls, because if you know, like I know, it's not really that legacy that's left. If somebody, it depends, that's something to talk about, right?
Yes. Yes, indeed.
So hopefully my good works and the awards, my family will probably have them put up for me. But we have to do something else so that we can create a legacy, a true legacy for our families, and really, really make a living while living. And doctor, I am making a living while living. I travel at least once a month for sure.
Yes, I see that. I see that. We used to have one of our best friends, right? Bless her soul. But she used to call herself jet setter.
Yeah.
And I see you. I mean, you have went on so many trips this year. And
Yeah.
we like to call it exec recess because we know that we're going to get some business in there. We know that we're going to go ahead and still find an amazing space to really enjoy ourselves, unwind, so that we can be able to get on the grind, as they say, because the grind is real. And if we want to be able to make sure that we do not sugarcoat anything for entrepreneurs or individuals that want to get into entrepreneurship, there is a such thing a thing called the grind, but there's also such a thing as an expert. And as you begin to work with those coaches that have experience, like the Dion Barnes, Coach Dion Barnes, she is a certified business mastery coach. And so she's learned how to be able to mix business with pleasure. And so if you can share with us a little bit more about you and just how you're traveling. People are like, I'm able to travel once a month. Really?
I am able to travel once a month with my other business. And because of my other business, because of the multiple streams of income, because I've been able to open up a bookstore, right? Yeah. Just another stream of income. Guys, listen, I never thought this would be possible. I'm going to give you an example of making a living while living. I would have never done this in a million years, but I did this last month. A coach friend of mine, she's a real estate coach. It was her birthday. She said, I'm going to host an international conference in Orlando for my birthday, party and work, right? And I said, I want to go. I'm like, I want to go. You guys, you know what? I took a day trip. I left here at 7 o'clock in the morning, flew to Orlando, was in a, what do you call it? I had an international conference for like 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours. I met with people from Ghana, people from Bahamas talking about real estate. I met an amazing publisher, just a lot of wonderful, and other ladies from around the country, mind you.
And let's back that up. Okay, that was last month, right?
That was last month.
And yes. So you said you met a publisher, and you left off something with that, because that publisher is now a business partner of yours in one of your ventures, right?
She is. But guess what? We did that party in Orlando, because I came back the same night, right? I left at 7. I got back home at midnight, which was awesome. But the publisher, I saw her at yet another event in Chicago last weekend, right? For another conference of like-minded people getting together, sharing best practices and just different ways to think and do things. And now she's a business partner of mine. Why? Because she was looking for another way. She was looking for a network. A network. It's about linking arms with like-minded people and really getting out of your comfort zone and getting on the plane, getting on a train, in a car, right? We have to make a living while living.
You have to.
We have to. And I'm so excited. And I know that being in real estate, I know that if we manage our calendars properly, right? We manage our calendars properly and we prioritize the things that are income producing and the things that make us happy in what we're doing, that you can absolutely make a living while living. But you have to be open-minded. Mindset, doctor, we talk about it all the time. And it's funny, and I'm thinking about it now because I just spoke to my team about this, removing that word recession out of my vocabulary. Why? Because I am committed to protecting the gateway to my mindset.
Wow.
Protecting the gateway to my mindset at all costs.
Yes.
It's not an option.
Yes.
It is necessary. And I talked to, and if I could just share this, I had a conversation, and this is why mindset is so important. And why the people that you're around, in the environment that I'm around and the opportunity I've had, that I'm a part of, I had the opportunity to lock arms with so many like-minded people and to be coached by millionaires consistently, right? I was thinking about a young, I'm trying to think, I forgot that fast. It's got to come back to me because it's powerful. I'll circle back. I'll circle back because it is powerful. It is about mindset. Oh, here it is. I'm sorry. I was being honored at an event for some work I have been doing with an organization for the last 23 years. And I had the opportunity to talk to some of my inspector colleagues. And I asked them, hey, how's business? How's things going? How are things going? By the time I finished talking to them, I was wondering if they were going to be out of business, right? Because of where they were. And then they asked me, they said, it has to be slow for you. It's slow for us. I said, oh no. I said, we're doing amazing. My team we're doing amazing. I said, you know, guys, I'm not participating in whatever that is that's going on. We're not participating in that. I'm thriving. And I hope to see you guys at one of our home inspections because you're on our list. Right? It's
Wow.
important. Your
Wow.
mindset is everything.
It is. It
Everything,
is.
doctor. Yes.
Wow, that's powerful, because you know what? Also, when you're talking about the energy that you put out there, the expectations that you put out there, and all of that comes back. And so you want to make sure that you set those expectations, and you find yourself within a network of individuals that are headed in the same direction. When our mentor told us that it's business as usual, right at the beginning of a pandemic, right? Something we had never experienced before in our life, And here it is, we are within a network. We know that the poor look for work while the wealthy look for networks. Because first of all, that network, it's going to probably take one individual about 500 events to get to in order to maximize and monetize and meet people. Whereas the wealthy, they know that they're going to go to the country clubs, they're going to go so they're going to look for large groups of individuals that they understand and know exactly what their goal is. They know what income level those individuals are at, what it is that they spend their money, their spending habits, where it is that they know that they're sending their kids to school at. All of those things they have been able to measure because they're looking for networks. They're not just looking for one person. And so if you could share with me in reference to the richness, I say that wealthy place of networking that you've been able to experience within this just one or two companies that you are a part of.
Oh my goodness. So a couple of things. And I hope you guys don't miss this. If you were listening, you heard Dr. say what the wealthy do, what they think about. Well, that's from a book that we were introduced to, the top 10 distinctions between the middle class and millionaires and the middle class. I'm sorry, top 10 distinctions. That's something you want to pick up. Why? Because it's going to shift your mindset to start thinking right. At our convention, that changed my life at the convention, to see 5,000 people excited about life, excited about goals, excited about changing the trajectory of their families' lives, excited about a legacy. That's what really captivated me. And in our networks, let me tell you about I'm shy, believe it or not, I'm shy. I've had the opportunity to lock arms with so many amazing people, people I would have never met before, doing business with them, even tonight, with the young lady who is the publisher, and that helps CEOs write their books and do all kinds of things. Just being able, just even talking to her, because I had something that she was looking for, right? Yes. Just being able to do what I love to do, which is impact people on a positive level. I have people in my organization that have become very, very dear friends. And Doctor, you know me, you've known me for a while, and you know that that's not something that happens easily. Right. But just being able to just be in rooms that I never would have thought I would have been in, being invited just because we had a conversation, and because we belong to the same thing, and because we exhibit the same 14 pillars that we aspire to, right? Becoming the best parts of ourselves. So I just know that, and now I even interact differently with my real estate colleagues, right? I've always been in our space where I believe there's enough for everyone, and that it's okay to share. I even share even more openly than I ever have before. Wow. Why? Because I know there is enough for everyone to share. And I know that my purpose is to impact you to do something that's great in your life. So if whatever I share with you helps you, God bless you, right? Wow. Because I'm good.
You're living in a space of abundance.
In
That's
abundance.
exactly what that is, right? You're living
Yes.
in a space of abundance where you know that there is so much. And so that I just absolutely love that. And like you were saying, the culture is everything. The culture of a company is everything. And when you're talking about the culture of these two companies and what it is that they're able to bring, where we can, there's no way possible you cannot make a living while living with this company,
You know
right?
what, Doctor, there is no way possible that you can't make a living while living. First off, the company is designed in such a way where it really pushes you to become the best version of yourself. And I really wholeheartedly believe that. And then also, there's so many opportunities to connect around the globe
Yes.
with other people that are like-minded. And also just with our company, you just the opportunities. I have never seen this many opportunities for everyone.
Everyone.
Can I please say that again?
Yes, you
For
can.
everyone. You don't have to fight. Say to the people in the back, for everyone.
Yes,
If
yes.
you have the desire and the work ethic and integrity,
Yes.
you can make it in our culture,
Mhm.
right? The leadership that we have in our culture from the top down, I'm speaking, let me say this, I'm speaking in a linear space from the top, the owner, then to my direct leadership, right? The culture, you cannot get away from it. Why? Because it's very consistent. It's with integrity, it's with purpose, it's with thorough vision,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And it's with posture that cannot be met. And I can say that, why? Because we were told we are not participating in whatever this is that's going on in the economy, because we're creating our own economy. And then for the visionary of the companies to say that, and then for my leadership, who I'm connected to say that and walk and believe in that, I can only duplicate that in my life and in my team's life. They're walking around here with a posture that they're creating their own economy, right? So
Yes.
that's what being connected to these networks, right?
Yes.
And like-minded people, that's what it gives you. There's someone in our organization, she often talks about Planet Marketing. I said the word. I often talk about it, but we always ask her, well, how did this, what is the company doing for you? And she talks about the intangibles. She says, I can't put a price on the intangibles because it's inside of me. I sit in boardrooms and I pull my posture and my verbiage and my thoughts and how I articulate what I'm thinking from the books I've read, the coaches I've been listening to and being coached by, some of the events on how I show up on a Zoom and how I show up in the boardroom.
Yes.
Guys, there's something there for everyone, and we can always learn as long as you are coachable. We've seen humility, haven't we? We've seen humility in a multimillionaire.
Yes.
If he can have humility, we
Yes.
certainly can have humility to be coachable and to know that there's still more out there for us. There's more for us to get, but we don't have to be dog dead tired from working ourselves to death to get it. We
That's
can
right.
make a living while living.
That's
Yes,
right. And
we
you know
should.
what?
I love
Yes,
it.
I know. And guess what? And while we're talking about the inevitable, because we know that at some point we're going to have to leave here, right? We're going to have to leave our loved ones behind. And so are we going to leave a will or a bill? And so I ask you that question. If you were to pass away and you've been in the real estate industry, are you going to be able to where your real estate practice can go right away to your family? Is that what happens in real estate? You can just easily transfer your transactions over. You can easily be able to give them that relationship with your customers. They can go ahead and just take over your license. I mean, let's let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
They can. And we work so hard to build our businesses, you guys. And, we all talk about a book of business and, we say those things. I can tell you this, my daughter is part of my team and she's growing, she's coming up in the business and, she's learning and she's going to be great. She's doing a great job now. But if I passed away today, the thousands of people, the hundreds of thousands of people, hundreds of people or thousands probably that I work with, they wouldn't be obligated to call her. There would be no guarantee for her to have any kind of income from real estate unless she goes to get it herself. Right? Isn't that something? 23 years. I missed so many wonderful things, right? That's why I'm just on a quest to make a living while living. There's no other way for me. Yes. But the opportunity that I'm a part of now, I'm thinking for my granddaughter.
Yes.
If I pass away right now, she would be taken care of for the rest of her life. Yes. And the reason she would be is because of what the founder of our company's put in place. It's building a legacy. And I have built, I believe, an amazing business with individuals who will continue to run after their dreams for their families. So that gives me security in knowing that if I leave here, that my grandbaby is going to be taken care of. All the work I've done, guys, remember I talked to you about leverage, residual, all the work I've done, she will reap the benefits from it. That's a vehicle that is available to us. Yes. I would have never thought it had I kept a closed mindset. Had I said no, had I said no, I don't know. I know I would not be making a living while living. I can tell you that much. I'd be chasing after every closing. I love closings, don't get me wrong. Yes. They're very, very nice. Yes. But I love knowing that I have another way. I have another way. I have another business that's just waiting for me to talk to get involved with it even more. But that legacy, I'm feeling amazing about that.
That's absolutely right. Wow.
Well, I definitely have a legacy.
Yeah. Wow. So you know what? Guess what? Real estate agents, we absolutely love you. This world, it could not go on without you. But there are some real estate agents that is probably running scared. We've heard conversations, we have. But guess what? You have everything to be able to transfer those skills, to be able to go ahead and put your knowledge to work for you and to where you're not spinning your wheels, where you're not in this by yourself. And it's not going to disrupt what it is that you're currently doing, because we have a mogul sitting right there that is right there ready to coach you. She's a certified business mastery coach, meaning that she has a team of well over 100 individuals in this lifestyle space that she is coaching, that she is coached to success. And so I'm going to make sure that I turn it over to her to be able to just wrap it up and just really, really invite you into our space and to be able to make sure that you see the big picture. Because that's what it is that we want to make sure that we personally invite you to take a look at something that can change your life. Change your life. Right on over to you, Dion.
Wow. Thank you, Dr. Shantina. Thank you so much for this platform tonight. My real estate colleagues, I honestly, please reach out to me. Let me show you the other way. Let me show you the other way. Let me show you how you can leverage it and create clients for life, leveraging these businesses. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss this. We need this. You need this. I needed it. I love real estate. Honestly, I believed when you cut me, the little houses would fall out instead of love. Okay, that is how committed I am to real estate. But I just want to end with this, guys. don't get caught into the trap of, if I get something else, it's going to stop me from what I'm doing. It's not. This business has actually strengthened the relationships that I have with my clients. And I'm super excited about it. And I want to show it to you. I want to show you, coach you through it every step of the way. You will not be disappointed. So please reach out to me and ask me, say, Dion, show me the big picture. Good night.
Wow. Good night, everyone. And so that wraps up our edition of Making a Living While Living. And we as coaches is ready to go ahead and coach you, because we know that there is nothing greater than being able to share. And at the same time as well, we want to let you know it's time for you to stop pressing the snooze buttons on your dreams. Take care and take charge, everyone. And we will see you next time on Making a Living While Living.
Good night. Good night, everyone.
Night.
Okay.